This is Valley News Live at 10.
Welcome to Valley News Live at 10. I'm Justin Betty. Independence Day weekend is upon us, and as folks head to the lake, the pool, or just prepare to enjoy some fireworks, the big question on everyone's mind involves the weather. First Alert Storm Team meteorologist Nathan Hopper joins us now live with your first look at the forecast and the remnants of a pretty sunset this evening, Nathan.
Yeah, Justin, you're right. A beautiful sunset here this evening. Look at the colors here, some oranges, some reds, and some purples there. And the moon also making an appearance here on this Friday evening. A great way to round out the business week going into that holiday weekend. And temperatures stay comfortable tonight. Skies stay clear tonight as well. So we got some good things to talk about for this evening. There's your satellite and radar. Your eyes are not deceiving you, it's just blank. We had that one little rogue shower move from north of Fargo through Detroit Lakes, left a beautiful rainbow there. Our summer Schnellbach caught that rainbow that went through Detroit Lakes today, and then went down toward Perham and then fell apart pretty quickly. But for the overnight hours, we keep those calm winds, keep the clear skies. Look at those temperatures in Fargo by tomorrow morning, mid-50s by 6 a.m. Same story, Grand Forks, nice and cool. Clear skies all night long, lower 50s there. We could see some upper 40s and some cool spots up toward the north here by tomorrow morning. Of course, the all-important holiday weekend forecast. We're talking low to mid 80s all 3 days. Chance of some showers and storms tomorrow. Also a chance on Sunday and on 4th of July, a chance of some midday rain. Some storms possible there Monday as well. But there are some caveats to this. We have an active pattern for the weekend, so with that, we could see some interaction of some of these shower chances lingering with each other. So, Justin, lots to talk about, of course, for that holiday weekend forecast. We'll break it all down in detail in a few minutes.
Sounds good. Thanks, Nathan. New developments in a story we've been following all week here. A 21-year-old man from Bemidji is now under arrest, accused of trying to abduct 2 young girls at a park earlier this week. Detectives say Michael Wayne Peterson is now in custody in Beltrami County. On Sunday, 2 girls called police, saying a man asked them to go into the woods with him, at one point wrapping his arm around one of the girls and trying to pick her up. They screamed and he let go, then ran away. Another man is in jail after Fargo police say he almost caused several crashes in South Fargo last night, and they say he admitted to being on, quote, lots and lots of meth at the time. The officers say he was stopped at a red light at the intersection of 45th Street and 17th Avenue South in Fargo yesterday when Nicholas LeBrasser sped up behind the squad car, slammed on the brakes, almost hit him. The officer says LeBrasser then sped down 45th Street, roughly 60, 70 miles an hour, swerving between vehicles, nearly causing several crashes. He was eventually detained and is now charged with reckless endangerment, fleeing, terrorizing, and driving under restraint. One vehicle crashed into a home in North Fargo today, leaving the driver with what police say were serious but not life-threatening injuries. Valley News Team's Aaron Walling spoke with a witness who saw the whole crash play out.
I happened to look down the street just to see what would happen, because I know there's a stop sign, four-way stop down there, and he ran right into that black Jeep, and it was a very loud crash.
Stephanie Rippard says she witnessed the crash that happened on 4th Street North this afternoon. Fargo PD says that 27-year-old Damian Oldrock was driving in a car that was reported stolen at a high rate of speed before rear-ending a Jeep. The Jeep rolled over, causing minor injuries, while Oldrock crashed into this woman's childhood home.
Kind of worried that it might not be repairable, some of it. It's a really old house, and just walking around and looking at the damage, there's a lot of damage that's not just here that's been done, so it'll be a long time before it's livable, probably.
This video shows the white car driven by Oldrock driving down 4th Street. The people on that street are just glad no one else was caught up in the crash.
It was pretty scary hearing it coming down a block away. You could hear something fast, loud, coming really fast. And, you know, we have kids on this block, and it's scary to watch go by.
Now Wickman's mother has to pick up the pieces after the front of the house was crashed into.
She's definitely stressed going into this holiday weekend. We've got a lot of work to do here to make sure we can get everything taken care of.
In Fargo, Aaron Walling, Valley News Live.
Fargo police say Oldrock faces several charges, including reckless endangerment. Those charges are now being sent to the state attorney's office. It's a big weekend for travel, and gas prices around the Fargo-Moorhead area are slowly coming down from their recent surge. According to the AAA, Average cost of a gallon of regular unleaded nationwide, it's about $4.84 right now. It's about $1.70 more than this time last year, though it is also 17 cents lower than it was just a couple weeks ago. A quick search on GasBuddy.com shows the cheapest gas in the Fargo area right now is $4.39 a gallon at both Sam's Club and Costco. Meanwhile, Fleet Farm in Fargo and Orton's Holiday Station store in Moorhead have both switched their pumps to all prepay only to avoid gas drive-offs. For the month of June, Orton's Holiday Station store says they've lost about $4,000 worth of gas drive-offs. North Dakota plans to use nearly $26 million in federal funding over the next several years to build a network of charging stations for electric vehicles around the state. The funding comes from the federal infrastructure bill Congress passed last fall. The program will create a fast charging network all across the nation that will eventually include about 500,000 stations. Department of Transportation officials say the first phase of this plan is to build chargers no more than 50 miles apart and less than 1 mile off each exit along Interstate 94 and 29. New tonight, AAA will be working to keep impaired drivers off the road this weekend. It's reactivating its Tow-to-Go program just for the holiday, giving safe transportation to impaired drivers and their vehicles. The service will bring you and your vehicle to a safe destination within a 10-mile radius. Tow-to-Go started up at 6 tonight, so it's going now. It stays active until 6 a.m. on Tuesday. It's free, though AAA says this really should be treated as a last resort for those who did not plan a ride home. Don't rely on this as your Uber. It adds this may not be an option for those in rural areas. Many folks will be heading out on the water this weekend as well, and local DNR officials say it's important to stay safe. Don't boat distracted, don't boat under the influence, and ideally, take a boating safety course ahead of time.
Whether you're a new boater or a veteran boater, it's really good to know your boating ability and, find a lake that kind of fits that. Check ahead and know if there's any restrictions on the lake that you're going to, and just come with patience. It's going to be busy. The accesses are going to be busy, so be prepared for there being a lot of people on the water and go somewhere where you're going to be comfortable.
Officials say most boating accidents involve people who have not taken a boating safety course. The Minnesota National Guard could lose hundreds of soldiers if they don't get vaccinated against COVID-19 immediately. The U.S. Department of Defense's deadline for getting shots was yesterday. More than 95% of the National Guard in Minnesota's 13,000 members have been vaccinated. But according to their percentages, their numbers, that still leaves about 600 members who could face dismissal. Nationwide, more than 40,000 Army National Guard soldiers, making up about 13% of the total troops, have not been vaccinated. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin ordered the vaccinations for all members of the military last year, though the deadlines vary by branch. A Moorhead man is speaking out tonight in hopes of sparking some change from Minnesota Governor Tim Walz's office when it comes to hero pay. It's part of the frontline worker pay bill signed into law in a way to thank Minnesotans who work the front lines during COVID. Each qualified person can receive $750 checks. But this week we confirmed Minnesotans who work in North Dakota and live in Minnesota don't qualify.
The border cities have been left out. They were forgotten about.
Little says he doesn't think the rule was made maliciously, but he does plan to take his concerns to Governor Walz's office after the holiday, and he encourages other Minnesota healthcare workers who are concerned to do the same. Still ahead, potentially major injury news for the Fourth's, we'll call it their premier sporting event.
If your travels take you west tomorrow, watch out for slight risk of severe weather. Hail and wind are the primary concerns out from Bismarck up toward Williston, down toward Mobridge and Pierre. Then Sunday, our marginal risk level 1 out of 5 does include our far western neighborhoods. Of course, we'll break down that full weekend forecast for you next.